in the hostel and not coming to the campus, then what can I do? Right? I can bring the VCs to the doorstep and make you evaluate your startup pitch. But if you're not participating and working on your startup, then what can I do? So if you leverage all the opportunities which our PGP students have, they have gotten the placements. Now the proof is in front of you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Saf, will you go next?
Yeah, so we know that Masters Union is certified to Delhi University, but a lot of students were concerned that there are a lot of universities which claim to be affiliated to a college, but actually they aren't. So a lot of students were requesting for an official document of an agreement where Masters Union is affiliated to DU. So if you could just
Let
share the
me,
document.
yeah,
Yeah.
let me rephrase this, right? We are not affiliated to Delhi University, right? And we never claim to do that. We claim to provide a degree by Delhi University School of Open Learning. And today, anybody, me, you, Chinmay sitting here, Hitat sitting here, any of us can apply to Delhi University School of Open Learning. And if we give the exams and if we clear those, you and I will get a Delhi University degree, right? That is the point of a school of open learning. So, to be honest, no one seriously needs to take Delhi University's permission to apply to a school of open learning degree. Anybody can do it, and that is why I'm telling you CAs and CS can do that, right? So affiliation, we have never claimed, nor are we affiliated, because if I become affiliated to Delhi University, I will not be able to give you the professors and the curriculum that we are providing, right? So one is that. Second, then you are saying, why talk to Delhi University, Swati? If anybody can apply, then all your students will apply. Why are you even talking to Delhi University? We are talking to Delhi University so that we can bring synergies in the operations. So you would have noticed that there was recently a webinar that we conducted on entrepreneurship between for Delhi University students and Masters Union students, right? Now we are in touch with them so that we make sure that all 120 students of ours, when they go to the exam, they're probably getting the same center so that logistically it becomes easier. The back-end processing of your applications when we apply to Delhi University School of Open Learning, that becomes easier. So that's why there is a partnership. Now we are working with Delhi University to give you a press release so that it's on their website, so that there is no doubt. But to be honest, nobody really needs a Delhi University's permission to give you a Delhi University School of Open Learning degree, right? So if anybody claims ki, hey, we have a partnership and that is why we are giving you a degree, that's wrong. We have a partnership to make the process smoother. The government allows anybody to get that degree, right? You don't come to Masters Union and you apply directly, you will get that if you clear the exams.
So I would just like to add to my question. So now that you say it is not affiliated to Delhi University, so there is no league. It is not Masters Union is not legally certified by any university. So if just hypothetically, if it has Masters Union comes to an end, like it stops in a year or two, so who will be responsible for the 2 years which have been wasted? I would say.
So then my question is, think of Masters Union the very same way you think of Indian School of Business and Ashoka University, right? They were also started by private players. They were also started with the same mindset of bringing world-class faculty to India, right? So have they shut down? No. Was it difficult to convince students in the first and second year? Probably yes. And for every college, it will be difficult to convince the students in the first and the second year because we as Indians, we have this degree mindset, right? So I would say that's your choice. If you have that doubt, it's your choice. But we fall in the same league as Ashoka and Indian School of Business, started by around 200 CXOs, right, who work as faculty with us. So if you think somebody where Ashneer Grover, Ghazal Alag, Aman Gupta, these people are associated, and where Manoj Kohli of SoftBank, or Facebook, Razorpay, Microsoft, these companies, Google, these companies are associated. If you still fear, then I would say that you probably stay away.
Okay, thanks. Hithrat, if you want to go, you can.
Any Ithar, do you want me to answer your question?
Yeah, I typed it out because my network connection over here isn't stable.
No worries. Is Masters Union related to LPU? Legally, no. The only association that is there is Pratham, who is the founder. His parents, run LPU. So that is the association. If you might ask what the association is, other than that, there is no association.
Okay, so my question would be like the last cohort got an average placement about 33 lakhs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the freshers average was around only 24 lakhs. So you are saying that UG kids will get placements of approximately the same amount as PGP student, but the freshers average is lower than the cohort's average. So, uh, like, how will we get the same uh, placements as PGP students?
Because a Masters Union UG, and you joined late, so probably you didn't hear that. A Masters Union UG already has a 2 year equivalent of work experience, as I was explaining, right? Your fourth year is already a 1 year industry training where you work throughout that year. Plus your first year, second year, third year, you're doing so much, right? You're doing local consulting challenges, etc. First paycheck challenge, your creator challenge. So you're working your internships, right? So you're working through those 3 years as well, in a real world scenario. So you already have a 2 year equivalent work experience, correct? So you are not a fresher as a SRCC fresher or a IIT fresher. You already have immersed yourself in the real world. So you should probably look at the average of somebody with 2 years of experience.
Okay, now that we're talking about the internship period, so a lot of students had a question that if the last year is just for the internship, then why are we required to pay a fees? Like, if you're already career ready, we would just drop out and pursue our careers on our own instead of paying fee to the masters union in the last.
Now you can do that if you want to. That fee basically is, so in your fourth year, the kind of support you need from us is one, dedicated mentorship, right? So let's say you're working in a fintech company and you want to build a career in fintech, right? So you will have a dedicated mentor. In fact, all of you get 3 mentors, right? It's on the website as well. The first one is for your personal branding, right? How to create a LinkedIn profile, what blogs to write, all of that. Second is on your Shambhav, you have a question, is it? Since there, sorry, Shambhav, I'm not understanding your question, but I can actually pull out the website and share my screen for all of you to know this. Here you go. Coaching, right? If you click on coaching, you can see the kind of mentors that you get. So one, you get a career and industry coach. So if you're working in fintech, as I said, you get mapped to a fintech expert so that they can guide you, right? Because fourth year, you're doing your internship, but there has to be a lot of placement driven effort, because after that you need placements also, right? So you need 3 mentors. One will help you on your communication, public speaking. Second is helping you on your personal branding. Third is helping you on your career. That's just one. Second is a load of placement drives will happen for you, right? Can I stop sharing if you've seen this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. A lot of placement drives, etc., happen at that time. So all of that will also be there. And apart from that, a lot of things which are not mentioned, right, but keep happening at Masters Union, whether these are your startup weekends, whether these are the CXO sessions that are happening, right? That's part of the routine. And you have access to all of that in your fourth year also, right? So all of that, and that is why you'll see the fee of your fourth year is probably half of what the other years are.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, ma'am, you said that most of the children, like most of the students of mostly 80% student would get the scholarships. So, what would be the maximum?
65%.
Okay, 65%. My back. So, what would be the maximum scholarship a student can get?
So the range is 20% to 100%, right? 100% is for exceptional candidates, like if you have played for India in under 19 cricket, let's say. That is the level I'm talking about. Or if you're an international level chess champion, right? That's the level. So that is 100%. Like if tomorrow one of you comes back and said, hey, ma'am, I've played under 19 for India, there's no way I can say it's less than 100%. You will get a 100% scholarship, right? Now, otherwise, the range is between 20% to 100. Now, 20% is somebody probably good at acads, a little bit of extra corrects, but the essays and videos, we see the dedication, right? So it's directly proportional to your level of achievements,
Okay.
national level, international level, all of that, plus your marks in any competitive exams, including our aptitude test, right? So tomorrow, if you have a great score in JE or IP Mat or whatever, right, and you score, or maybe you scored really well in our aptitude test, that also adds to the scholarship score.
Okay. Got it.
Ma'am, since there's mentioned that we'll be prepared for GMAT and summer school would happen at Harvard, Wharton, what is the probability that DUSOL would be a drawback to it for it, like applying for abroad for MIM and all?
I answered that question. No, Shambhav, were you there when Ria asked me the same question or
I
no?
was not. I'm sorry.
Okay, great. Ria, now do you want to answer that question?
Uh,
Sure.
I just wanted
Sure,
to
ma'am.
ask.
Like we can.
Okay, go
Yeah, yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask that like there is written Harvard, Wharton, Duke universities of the world. Will we be going to Harvard for this summer exchange?
Let me explain you. Yeah. So in your fourth year, right? So there are multiple pathways that you can choose in life. Let's say in your fourth year, you come back to us and say, you know what, placements is not a priority for me. I want to start up. So that's a choice. Or you come back and say, hey, placements is not a priority for me. I want to go and do my MBA and I want to like get an admission letter right now, right? And I want to prepare for my GMAT and essays. Now, for that, one, we have a dedicated team preparing you for GMAT, right? Now, in your summer school, there's no eligibility criteria, right? You go to any summer school, it's all about the application you fill. There is no eligibility criteria the only eligibility criteria is that you should be in an undergrad course, right? Which you are. But the degree, etc., in a summer school, they're not going to care about. Now, the question that you should be asking me and what Ria asked me was, hey, if we actually go for an MBA, right, which is a proper 2 year course, and we apply to a Harvard or a Wharton, will then my DUSOL will be a drawback? That's the question you should be asking. And the answer to that, I keep telling, right? So you go back in the history and you see how many CAs, right? People who do chartered accountancy. I'm sure you would have friends who are preparing for CAs, right? Now, 80% of CAs in India have a Delhi University School of Open Learning degree. Now, why do they have that? Because most of the CAs don't go to a regular college. They prepare for the CA, etc., articleship and all of that, right? Now, do CAs go ahead and do MBA? Yes, a lot of CAs do, right? Aman Gupta of both is a CA and then went for an MBA. My Wharton classmates, they were CA and came to Wharton after that. So that degree, is kind of for that purpose, that if anybody is doing something else, then they can parallelly have a degree. In fact, look at the years when IIM Indore was offering the IPM course, right, till 2018 or so. They were offering IPM course, integrated 5-year program, and they were giving Indira Gandhi National Open University degree, right? Which is again an open university degree. Now, are you saying that nobody from there was allowed to go and do an MBA abroad? Not. The whole sole purpose of these degrees is to make sure that you have a degree. Now, Indian colleges, I would still say that I am Ahmedabad, I am Bangalore will question you, and that's where the Delhi University School of Open Learning will come in handy. And you then that kind of clears your eligibility for CAT or an IS exam, and then you're sorted there. But for an international MBA, you don't even need the DUSOL. Go to research it yourself, right? Don't go with what I'm saying. Go to the Harvard page, go to the eligibility requirement, go to the Wharton page, go to the eligibility requirement. They clearly say we need a 4 year, they stress on the word 4 year, we need a 4 year undergrad course, right? And they use the word equivalent, which means that because there are more than 200 countries, right? They can't be going after who is certifying, who is not. Every country has their own certification mechanism and all of that. So they just say 4 year equivalent undergrad course, which actually Masters Union is, because you spent 4 years doing a UG course, right? So that's what it is. But in the past and in the history, Delhi University School of Open Learning students who were CAs have gone and done their MBA at a Harvard or a Stanford or a Wharton. So you have a data point to say that it doesn't hurt.
So I'd like to go next. Uh,
Yeah, Chinmay.
so the elephant in the room is that the fees is very high for some of us, and
Hmm.
because of that, some of us had a question that there are a lot of outclass activities, right? Including the global immersion program. And are there extra fees for them, or are they included in the total fee?
So for the global immersion program, your hotels and flights are extra. Now, in that, we provide need-based scholarship, right? So for our program, we are providing you many scholarships, right? Ranging from extra currics to ACADS and everything. You would have seen the list.
Honey,
For our global immersion, etc., once you're here, you apply for your global immersion program and you say that, hey, I can't afford it. There is a need-based scholarship. So you submit your proof of income, and accordingly, if you can't afford it, there is a
क्या
scholarship
है
for
बहुत
that.
ज्यादा
So you
गंदा
don't
है.
don't need to worry.
गूगल मीट है और क्या है.
Thanks a lot.
नहीं ऐसा हम करके देखे नहीं होंगे क्या, तुम्हें क्या लगता है.
Okay, so a lot of us were also concerned about the exposure. So I have this question. I'll just read it out, so you'll be more clear. So the question is, don't you think students in colleges in bigger campuses have more exposure and better connectivity rather than just 2 floors in a building, which is masters union?
A lot of learning happens with interactions, right? So my Wharton building was also a 5 floor building, and my classes used to happen only on the 2 floors. The rest 3 floors were blocked for the faculty and their research work, right? So it was pretty much those 2 floors that I was using for those 2 years. And a lot of my learning happened not by seeing the trees and the grandeur buildings that you would want to, but with the people that you interact, right? With when I met Satya Nadella, or when I met Sundar Pichai, or my classmate who had fought for US in a war in Afghanistan. So when you're learning, you learn from experiences, right? And in fact, a lot of your experiences here that are designed are not within those 2 floors, right? The leadership retreat that we do, you actually go and climb a mountain in Himalayas. The industry trek that we do, you actually go to Bangalore and visit people and companies. The Silicon Valley Global Immersion is designed to take you to Silicon Valley, right? And if you're around, then come to the fest that's happening on 18th and 19th. There is a MU fest that's happening. Come and see that, right? So I think you need to ask your friends or seniors who've studied in these colleges to ask how much was the campus space contributing and how much was the learning from people But yeah, you have the list of the experiences I just mentioned, and none of them are happening within those two floors. They are happening in Bangalore, in Silicon Valley, in Himalayas, and many other places.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I thought.
Ma'am, as we were talking about the fancy outclass activity tax, I would want to know the frequency of such activities. Is it like once a year or is it once in the whole 4 years?
Sure. So let's just go to the curriculum and let me just talk about when what happens so that you exactly know what is happening when. Yeah. So your outclass activities, which is outside the class, which means outside the campus, they happen every alternate quarter, right? So the first paycheck challenge, where you actually work with a company, could be a Starbucks store, could be a freelancing that you're doing. That is in your first year. Your global immersion program, that Silicon Valley immersion that I was talking, where you'll go to a Google office and not Netflix office, happens in the quarter four, which is means end of the first year, right? Then your year two is all about learning the skills, right? The first year was exposure, the second year is learning the skills. So your creator challenge, where you become a YouTube influencer, right? This is more open, right? You could do it on the campus. You could also do it. I mean, one of our students who became a fashion influencer, she shot a lot of videos in the Gurgaon malls and all of that. So it depends. So we use Gurgaon as our campus, right? We go to Cyber Hub also. We go to Ambience Mall also. In fact, the 1 day profit challenge that we did with Kenny Sebastian and Abish Matthew, and I don't know if you've seen the video. There we went to the Banjara market. The challenge for the students was to they had 10,000 rupees. They had to buy stuff of 10,000 rupees, come back, rebrand it, and then go to Cyber Hub and then sell it at a premium. And the grade was decided based on the profit that they made on that 10,000 ka rupees, right? Some of them, I think, got back 20,000 and some of them got back 25,000. So we use Gurgaon as our campus. But yeah, YouTube influencer, the creator challenge happens in year two. To answer your question on industry treks, that happens in year three. So quarter two, we'll be organizing multiple industry treks, and you can choose the ones that you want to go to, but that happens in your year three. And the leadership retreats that I was talking about, which is the Himalaya mountain, etc., that happens at the end of the year three. Right. So all of this is structured in a way that gradually you kind of your complexity of doing things increases, right? So every quarter is how I would see it.
And what about the rest three
Alternate.
countries? What about the rest three countries mentioned in there?
So you have a choice, right? So you are interested in tech startups in Silicon Valley. If you're interested in finance and fintech, then UK. So you kind of choose based on what you want to learn about.
Okay, we do not have any restrictions over it. If a
You
single
have to do
person wants
one.
to go to Israel and the rest 119 wants to go somewhere else, would that one be taken to Israel?
No, so we'll need a minimum of 15 people to be choosing that location. So out of 120, if 15 students want to go to a particular thing, then we have a good quorum to be able to take you there. So if only one students want Israel, then it's difficult to kind of go to Israel. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah.
While we're at this page, in year four, we are going to an internship, right? So,
Hmm?
uh, in year four, we are going to do an internship, right? For the full year. So, is
Yes.
there going to be a stipend
Hmm.
or is that an unpaid internship?
It's a paid. It's a paid internship. You'll get a stipend.
Thanks.
Ma'am, if we opt for the hostel facilities, the fees which is mentioned on the website for the hostel, does it include the mess and the laundry charges, or is it additional?
The breakfast and the dinner is included. The lunch is not, because lunch you're in the campus during that time, right? But for your
Okay.
breakfast and dinner, you will be in the hostel.
Why was
Okay.
the hostel part being removed from the fees wala section?
Because a lot of people claimed that Masters Union fee was 70 lakhs, which it wasn't. The hostel fee was completely optional, right? So to remove that confusion, we had to take it out.
Okay.
We had a lot of questions about having sports facilities in the campus. So if you could just elaborate about the sports facilities or the extracurricular
Sure.
facility. Yeah.
Yeah. So your indoor sports can be on the campus, but your outdoor sports. So what we have done is partnered with Fitzo. I don't know if you know about this. Fitzo is a company that provides you sports facilities, and you can come and actually get coached on those sports as well as play them. Right. So for Masters Union students specifically, we've taken facilities like basketball court, badminton court, your swimming pool, all of that near the campus, like 10-minute drive away from the campus. And our shuttles will be taking you there, right? But we will be using the Fitzo facilities for that. So we have two, three different facilities depending on the sports that you prefer. We can map you to that facility, and you will get the trainers and the coaches, as well as the shuttles will take you from the campus or the hostel to that facility.
And ma'am, is this facility of playing sports included in the hostel fees?
It's included in your tuition fee.
Ma'am, most of the students had this question that can we attend the fest which is hosted on 18th and 19th? And if yes, do we have to register for the same?
Yes, all of you are very welcome to come and attend. The registration is free, so you can just on the Unstock page just go and kind of register so that they have an estimate of who all is coming. But yeah, please register and come to the campus and have fun.
Okay.
The thing was, a lot of people had mailed the admissions team regarding this, but there was some confusion between what event can a school student attend and what event we can't. So we wanted to be like sure what all events can be attended. Yeah.
I think you should be able to attend most of the events, right? Once you're on the campus, you can just be here, see what all activities are going on, and whatever interests you, you can very well attend that. There is not any restriction.
And ma'am, how was Masters Union able to pull IIT, NIT, BITS Pilani, SRCC students in the first year itself?
In the first year itself. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's much easier, obviously. Now it's much easier because Masters Union has a brand. In the first year, yeah, it was, I would say it was tough because it was a new brand, etc. But then there were, see, our batch was very small, right? It was just 60 students. So all over India, getting 60 students who took a bet on us, I think was not easy, but I think Pratham pulled that off with his convincing power. So that is what he did. I will have to ask specifically to those students as to what made them trust. But a lot of students, even today, right, even for my UG, I get a lot of students who are in the first year of college, right, who say that, hey, you know what, I am right now sitting in Narsi Munji, but I'm not learning much. And I've had that student come and say that to me in the campus. So I think for 12th graders, they probably haven't really tasted the undergrad education system. But for a lot of first yearites, right, who are more of hustlers, more of entrepreneurial, more of believing in learning rather than the bookish knowledge, they have kind of tasted it and they have gotten disillusioned. So a lot of our applicants are actually the first year students of these colleges, and they want to switch because they're not learning. Okay, Dhyanesh is saying he's also in first year C, which to me was a very surprising thing because when I was in college, I never thought in my first year कि अरे यार अभी college बदलना है. Now touch wood, I was in IIT, right? But the fact that our students are, and these are smart individuals, and they're getting disillusioned in their first year, tells me that they also understand the value proposition of a new age school like Masters Union.
Even I dropped out of IM both year last year, and applying for
Is
this
it?
year. Yeah, I scored 342 in GIPMAT, and still I am a dropper because I felt like this isn't a college where I belong, and now Masters
See?
Union is something like which intrigues me a lot.
Correct. So see, you yourself. Now, I didn't know that you also have dropped out, but I see that a lot. And in my age, like students were not gutsy enough to take these kind of decisions. But your generation has much more scope, much more opportunities, much more exposure, and you understand the value of learning versus just sitting in a class, right? What is there in Masters Union which Stanford Wharton may not have? Wow, that's a fun question, Akhilesh. Faculty for sure. I would say the CXO faculty. The fact that 50% more than 50% of your courses are taught by CXOs, that's not something even Wharton and Stanford have. And second, I would say the level of practical exposure, right? Not all my courses had that, to be honest. Some of my courses had that. My leadership course, for example, had that. But many of my courses, like digital marketing, etc., weren't as practical as they were supposed to be. So when I learned marketing at Wharton, it's not that I sat down on a laptop and built an Instagram campaign. I did not, right? But here at Masters Union, every course is very practical. So that's the difference.
We had one question regarding the curriculum. So the thing is, the Delhi University requires us to study Hindi as a subject. So will
Mhm.
we be studying Hindi as a subject in Masters Union 2, or will we be giving an exam for Hindi in Delhi
Um,
University?
the BMS and the BCom syllabus that I have from Delhi University doesn't require you to study Hindi. So I want to check what's the source of this information.
And where will our exams be conducted? At the campus or in Delhi University or at our homes?
Delhi University campus, not on the Masters Union campus, but the DU campus. But Saifuddin, I would love to know the source because in my conversations with Delhi University, the Hindi is not required. So I don't know which course you are looking at. So if you
And
can send that.
by Delhi University, like, is there some SRCC Hindu or what type of college? Where will
one
we
of
learn?
the one of the DU colleges. Now the center they tell you during that time only. Like they don't, you can't seal it today. But one of the DU centers, and then our shuttles will take you there. So it's not that you have to be on your own.
Ma'am, I think most of the questions are answered, but if anyone has any question, then they just ask.
Siddharth, yes.
I do not have any questions as of now, but ma'am, I would like to let you know that my interview is scheduled on 14th of March,
Okay.
and I, along with my parents, will be coming on the campus for it.
Okay.
And my parents also are very curious about Masters Union in general. So we would love to have a chat with you on that day.
Sure, not a problem. Yeah.
When will we start getting, the calls to get in the college? Like, when will it be confirmed that we are in the college, we are selected?
Oh, so depending on the month of your interview, you will get the results. So if you interview in March, you'll get the results by 31st March. If you interview in April, you will get the results by 30th of April. End of month is when we release the results for that month.
And
Thanks a lot.
I'm literally curious about co-ed hostels. Like, are they actually, if the parents allow, are the co-ed hostels a reality for the UG students?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I asked every parent that met me, right? I was like, let's just start asking. And every parent wanted a separate hostel. So for our undergrad, we'll have to do a separate hostel. For
And
our
would it be
postgrad,
so strict as engineering colleges in India, other engineering colleges? Would it be so strict? Like, uh, it would be extremely strict at that someone couldn't even visit the other hostel or something.
correct. Yes.
Also, ma'am, if someone wants to pursue the MBA also from Masters Union, so how will be the process? Like after the fourth year, we will get a 1 year of MBA, or after the third year itself, before the internship.
After the fourth year, you will get straight entry to our 1 year MBA.
Okay.
And ma'am, we wouldn't have to go through that entire process of PGP programs if we want to emerge. Okay.
No.
Okay, we also had a question regarding the building being on lease or something. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of students are concerned that what if they decide to change the campus suddenly? So, yeah.
So, Saifuddin, and Akhilesh is asking the same question, right? And he asked me in the webinar very smart question saying every year 120 students. So, the number gets doubled every year. So, very smart question, Akhilesh. So, obviously, right, we have to set up our own campus and we know this and we are already working towards it. Right. So, whether but it has to be in the center of Gurgaon. Now, whether it's 10 minutes away in Udyog Vihar where we set up our own campus, or it's behind the cyber hub where we set up our own campus. But I know that in 2 years we have to, right? So that day will come and we're ready for it. So not a surprise, but what I can definitely promise is that it's not going to be Manesar or Sonipat. It will be within the 10-minute vicinity of where we are today.
Okay, and we also had this running joke where we all were concerned about the pollution in Gurgaon. So
Right.
we thought maybe you would be providing air purifiers in the hostel just for a safety.
Yeah, the DLF building definitely has air purifier. So at least my winter days were really safe here. In the hostel, if you feel that we need an air purifier, I can bring that up in the management meeting. Not a problem.
Okay, thanks.
Also, ma'am, those who have interviews on 30th of March, will they also get their result on 31st?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything
Ma'am,
else,
so I
guys?
have my interview in March itself. So how many days will I have if I am selected? So how many days will I have on my hand to approve and make the payment for the admission fees?
That will be mentioned in your admission letter only. So at that time, if you need more time, you can write back to UG admissions.
Yes, because it's quite early comparing to other Indian colleges.
Okay. Then you can write to UG admissions at that time.
We had another
Okay,
question
thank you.
where, yeah, so we have this extra, like the extracurricular where we have to start our own startup.
It's
So,
not an extracurricular, it's part of your course. In your
yeah,
third year, full 4 months, you have to do your own startup. Yeah.
yeah, the entrepreneurship capstone thing.
Yeah.
So the question was, who will be bearing the expenses of the businesses? Will that be the students itself, or Masters Union would be providing?
So you pitch to us and we have an internal fund, right? Even Bullspree, which came on Shark Tank India, was initially funded by Masters Union Fund. So there is a full-fledged fund for the startups of our students.
I think that's it now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the initiative and scheduling this. Loved chatting and seeing you all in person. So yeah, feel free to let me know if you guys need any other help, have any more questions. Always happy to come on a call. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you
mom.
so
It
much.
was lovely to talk
Ma'am,
with
I
you.
have a small suggestion.
Yes.
Okay, so it's on almost every other Friday which we have webinars, right? So at least for these shortlisted candidates, we can have not webinars, but such kind of Google Meets where we can directly talk to you.
Okay, sure. Point taken. And for shortlisted candidates, what we can do is rather than doing like a webinar, we might as well just do a meeting where you guys can raise your
Yes.
hand and ask questions. Fair,
Ma'am,
not a
can
big
we
deal.
have
Yeah.
guidance
Yeah. I
sessions
think that would be better for everyone.
Ma'am, can we have guidance sessions before our interview scheduled or somewhat?
It'll be very difficult to give a guidance session to like what specifically what do you need in the guidance session? You can tell me.
It would be somewhere around how to present yourself and what would be the dressing code. Acha, what can we wear lowers to the interview or like if we want to?
That'll go negative, Shambhav. I'm telling you right now. So you can, but like somebody there will notice it and be like, interview me shorts
And
pehn
what
ke.
is the weightage of the aptitude 10th, 12th and interview? Like what is
Once you're shortlisted, it's all about the interview and business simulation.
okay, the 100% weightage is on the interview side. Okay.
Interview and business simulation.
And is the interview and business simulation 50-50?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you please update me about the interview that will be happening in Mumbai? Because I've been waiting a long time for it to get
Second
through
week
it.
of if you filled March, then second week of March. If you filled April, then second week of April.
And where will all these interview in Bombay and Bangalore happen? In some hotel, right?
Yeah, in a official like a office space, corporate space. Bombay most likely BKC. I'll let you know exactly where. Yeah.
Thank you so
I
much.
think that's it, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Take care.
And yeah, one last suggestion. This was there on the Discord server. So someone had suggested a meeting with Pratham sir to the like a webinar or a meeting for the UG program.
Yes. So in April we are going to do that. I wanted to do it once together. A lot of people have their board exams right now. So once the board exams are done,
We
in,
really could.
yeah, in April we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Take care.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.